hell's that? Nice. Nice. The things we do between videos as we prep for videos.
Play on Facebook.
All right, welcome back to another edition of Sling Paint Gaming. I'm Berto.
I'm Nims.
All right,
Where are we looking? Hold on. The camera.
You got the camera?
All right.
You're right. We're not looking. Yeah, look
Good.
right there. Let's see. Okay.
Right
We get like cameras here, cameras there, screens over here, screens over there, lights there, everywhere. All right. So this is there was an update to the tournament regulations for X-Wing. All right, and this is version 1.1.1, effective August 1st, 2016. So come in a couple of weeks.
So if you're in the future, this has already taken place.
But if you're in the past, it will happen August 1st. But they made a lot of some major changes to the game on how tournaments are actually played. We're not going to go through all the regulations or how tournaments work or how we do have some other videos. Yeah, exactly. But some of the important things that you want to know about some of these rules updates.
Yep.
One of the biggest things that happened about, I want to say several weeks ago, was this whole thing with I think it was a particular regionals event where a bunch of the top players, the top seeded players going into the last round, they intentionally drew or drawn. They just basically shook hands and said, yes, we're intentionally drawing. They worked it out with the TO, the tournament organizer that was there. They allowed it, and they still got into the cut because the way they were the points. But there was some, people were, in up in arms about it. There was a huge big thing, some politics about it.
Because the people like the next step down possibly could have made it into the finals
into the top cut,
and stuff like that.
Got, pretty much gypped. And the whole thing is because if those two top players, the way Swiss rounds work is you're always playing the same, almost the same record as you, so it's almost forcing a loss. So if two players both have 5-0 victories, they come into the sixth game. One of them is going to be 5-1, the other one's going to be 6-0.
Right.
So potentially, person that already has 5-1 already could potentially be bumped up into the final cut
by an MOV.
Right, and MOV is basically how many points you destroyed off the board, and that collectively totals throughout all the matches during all the Swiss rounds.
Right.
So if you read the tournament regulations, we'll tell you how everything works from a tournament perspective, but what we wanted to talk about is what changed.
Yep.
So the biggest things of the intentional draw, they actually took it out.
Which I am in complete agreement with. I hated the IDs, the intentional draws. To me, it's the same thing as kneeling with the football at the end of the game or the end of the quarter or the end of the half.
True.
When there's like 30 seconds left on the clock. Nah, you should play that until the whistle blows.
True.
You could fumble. Anyway, getting into a whole different sport here.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah.
And
no, play the game. Don't. Anyway. I won't go off on a rant.
I think I'm in the between because there could be situations where you do need a draw, and I understand why they put it in, but depending on how you are and what side of the fence you are on.
Play to win, you don't play to draw.
You play to win. Damn it, they're playing to win. So long and short of it all is this. They actually did a couple things. They got rid of the intentional draw. No matter what, each round, also each of the brackets, both with Swiss rounds and the final cut rounds, which is more of a bracket system, will always have a one winner, one loser, no matter what. They got rid of the point systems. When you actually won the game by 12 points or more, you were actually awarded 5 points. A modified win, which is 12 points or more, 13 points more, 12 points or less.
What he's trying to say is if your margin of victory was 12 points, if you only beat, say I destroyed 100 points of his list.
Yes.
He destroyed 88 points of my list.
Right.
I would get a win.
Right.
Full win.
And it's right.
Now, if he destroyed 95 points of my list and I destroyed 100 of his, I would have gotten a modified win.
Which is only 3 points.
So they took all that out.
Basically, and also you get a 1 point for a tie. So for a draw, you got 1 point. They took that all out. Now it's 1 point for a win, 0 point for a loss.
But there are draws because if it goes to time or something like that, you just can't intentionally draw anymore.
But the drawers are still determined by the new thing called Final Salvo.
There you go.
Yeah, so the Final Salvo thing is basically what you're doing is you take, without modifications, all the primary weapons. Yes.
Down.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to see it. Wait, while you're there, it is. Basically, you take up all your pilot cards and you add up all the primary weapons. So let's say you have three pilot cards that both have all three primary weapon attack. That's 9 red dice that you'll be rolling. Your opponent does the same thing. So if they have 8 primary attack total, 6 or 12, whatever it is, you roll the dice. He or she who has more hits and critical hits wins the game. If both players roll a tie, again, they keep rolling until a winner is determined. So the weird part about this is now the game went from skill and strategy with some luck, because there's still dice involved, to almost now it's pretty much luck if you do tie. So the long and short of it all is they just want to get rid of the whole intentional draw thing. So they went to, I think, the one extreme, which is now it's a win or a loss. MOV is still there, so that will, if you do have a tie in points, let's say you play 6 games in the Swiss rounds and you win all 6 and you have 10 other people, you will get ranked based on your points destroyed.
Right.
And then it's also points against destroyed, which is the next level down, or the points lost, I should say. So if they still decide that, so do keep it in mind. Now, a lot of people were like, why they do this? It's again because of the whole intentional draw. At the end of the day, they just wanted to make sure that there's a winner.
Yeah, it's almost easier.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's easier.
No questions. Just did you win?
Did you win or lose? Right. So I think it's also easier because a lot of the point system too is like when I was playing against people and I got a modified win, that really upset me. At the end of the day, I won, right? I won the game, but I still got 3 points. So because of that modified win, I would be lower in the point system.
Yeah,
and I could lose the cut to get into the next round, even though I did win all my games. So it's almost like I got a slap in the wrist because I only beat the guy by 12 points or just lost before below 12 points.
Well, what this does is this just makes margin of victory all the more important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I've seen in a couple instances where margin of victory was higher, but because they lost a match or two, they actually were lower in the rankings.
Yeah.
But they had
I've seen it the opposite way, where the MOV was high, but they lost 1 or 2, and then they lost the cut.
So
they didn't make it.
This is basically making it really cut and dry. Win or loss. And people are going to have a lot of questions about this, but they do explain it very in detail, and they give you scenarios within the guide. We'll put the link below as far as the guide. But what do you guys think about this this change in the tournament regulations? Are you for it, against it? Leave it in the comments below.
Let us know what you think.
Yep.
Say, hit us up on the forums, too, on slingpaint.com. You can post up on there, too, to let us know what you think.
Yes. And all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Sling Paint store, tokens, shirts, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
To help us support us. Thanks, bye.
See you next time.
I'm not ending this video, damn it.
Well, no, you don't want to?
No, we're not ending this
All right,
video.
go to Facebook, facebook.com/slingpaint. Twitter.
Sling Paint.
Instagram.
It's all below.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
There you go.
All right, now we can end it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.